All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, MrTMoney1993, back with another podcast, Straight Facts with MrTMoney1993, and I have two special guests. One would be Cat Chronicles, Tony from Cat Chronicles, and the other would be
What's up, my
Joe,
man?
also from Cat Chronicles.
What's happening, Panther Nation? It's a good night to be a Panther fan.
It would be a nicer night if the Bears would go ahead and get their act together.
It would be. Yes, it would.
I'm popping bottles right now. I'm popping bottles because it feels good to have a win under our belt.
Yeah, not just one win, two wins in a row. It's one win,
right.
1 week 2 since we seen that.
Right. That's exactly right.
It's a streak. It's a streak.
True.
All right, T-Money, I'm excited, man. The professor from CarolinaCatChronicles.com is ready to go. I'm excited to be back. I think this. How many shows have you done now?
I think this is the fourth one.
Fourth, episode 4. Straight Facts with T-Money. That's straight. I think it's gotten off to a good start, though.
Say it again.
Your show, just in general. I think your show has gotten off to a good start over these 4 weeks. I cursed it. Joe, I lost you. Lost T-Money. I'm out. I guess
I'm back.
I totally cursed it, dude. So I think hopefully we are live right now, and the professor just cursed the internet and said that T-Money's show got off to a good start, and then the whole thing buckled and froze. So we're back now, live. We all got kicked out. I cursed us, T-Money, because I said things had gone well in your first 4 weeks.
Oh yeah, I guess Google Plus definitely has a mind of its own. I found that out during the show.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so what's up, man? Panthers, dude. I was happy.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad we won, and honestly, I'm glad we didn't blow them out like we would have with Cam, because that game kind of quieted down the Derek Anderson talk. In my opinion, I don't hear it as much anymore.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't. DA, all that talk is nonsense anyway, and it can hold up for 3 or 4 drives, one game at a time. But in the long run, Derek Anderson is a 7-year starter in the league who I think he started for 7 years between the Bears and the dang Cardinals, who has a below 54% completion rate or something like that. So he's got more losses than wins. He's not the answer, folks. And all those people that think he was, that's just silly nonsense.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what I say to the people who say, well, Cam shouldn't be the quarterback. Well, I say who?
Right. You got to ask that. Who's better than Cam on a roster?
Yeah, and who can you sign, or who can even you draft that's not like starting over? I mean, because if it's because you don't like a mobile quarterback, well, the top quarterbacks at the draft this year, mobile quarterback.
Well, I think the position has evolved. Yeah, I mean, the position has just evolved to where the best athletes play the best position throughout middle school, college, high school, and college, because athleticism can alone just be the determinant factor of success. I just saw who was it? I was watching a film on somebody. Oh, Coney Ely. When he was in high school, dude, he played defensive end, linebacker, wide receiver, and running back.
Yeah, because when you're an athlete, them especially high school coaches want to get you them touches.
They want you on the field. Whether it be defense or offense.
Defensive guys were offensive guys until a college coach made them specialize on one side of the ball.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely.
And even the quarterbacks, they're old and slow and this and the other. A lot of them in high school, especially, play like quarterback and safety.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just went to a super big like 6A school or something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, and so you're gonna see all quarterbacks coming out of college to be more athletic this day and age. So the idea that there are pocket passers and athletic quarterbacks, I think the distinction is going to become more and more blurry over the next decade because of that.
Yeah, I think the main thing you want is you want a quarterback who is athletic and not an athlete who's playing quarterback.
Exactly. Exactly.
When I say that, when I watch Colin Kaepernick, he seems like a athlete who just happens to play quarterback.
Right.
I mean, to me, his throwing motion isn't impressive at all. His reads is not impressive at all. It seems like he just got away with a lot of being more athletic than everybody else.
Right. He's a one read and throw it kind of guy, and if that read's covered, he's going to pull it down and run.
Yeah, like with Cam, the difference between him and Cam to me is I see Cam make throws that not too many other people are going to make.
Well, Cam, there's a difference between Cam and the rest of the universe, and that is he has the ability to make certain throws that are impossible to make by anybody else physically. So he can literally throw a ball on a rope to you in a space that someone else can't. Now, the question is, can he do that on a consistent, regular basis? That's a different question. But, Kaepernick, I don't think he's all that bad. I mean, I don't think he's all that good either. But what I think is that he's he did pretty well early on. He's kind of going through that third year quarterback down year.
But I don't think you can give that to him. And this is what I say to people who get on Cam like that. Look at the situation Kaepernick came into. He came into an offense that was already they had made the playoffs with Alex Smith the year before. They made what? They made it out the wild card the year before. I think they might have made it to the divisional game.
I think that's right.
And so he already came into a good situation. He already had a Frank Gore, 1,000-yard back when he came on the team. He already had, I think Crabtree was there by then.
Yeah.
And then they got Andy on the next year, and then now
but he started out slow. I mean, yeah, they had a good team, and he came into a better situation, so you can explain a lot of the success like that. But, I mean, he did play pretty damn well in a couple of big games. So I'm just saying this, do I think he's better? No, not at all.
Green Bay, he ran for like almost
280 yards, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, you're right. So I guess the ultimate question is he an athlete that plays quarterback, or is he a quarterback that is athletic? And right now,
he's an athlete that plays quarterback. Right now.
And that's where his success has come from.
Right.
And he got paid $100 million for it. Which is why when people say, "Oh, we don't need to pay Cam $100 million," I mean that's pretty much what the bar is set for franchise quarterbacks right now.
I think $100 million.
Kaepernick got 100. Didn't Andy Dalton get? Yeah, Andy Dalton got what? 80, 100.
Yeah.
Tell him, Joe.
Yeah, he got 100. I think Cam is. I think we're getting a deal if we only have to pay 100 for Cam.
I agree.
I think Cam is worth 120, maybe 130. But if he only asks for 100, I think that's a deal. And you know what? To be frank with you, I don't know that he's going to ask for 100. He might be happy with 80, maybe 90. as long as we can use the extra money to keep talent around him so we can win.
Yeah,
Let me go ahead and tell you this: it doesn't really matter what the big number is, because the big number for Kaepernick was like 106 or something. I mean, it was pretty. It sounded high, or 96, but it's all about the guaranteed and the length of time before you can get out of the contract. So what Cam Newton will be looking for is in the guaranteed range of upwards of $60 million, probably. 50
yeah, he's
million.
not as much as Cam is loyal to Charlotte. I don't think he's not taking a cap.
No, Kaepernick got strong-armed by San Francisco, and that was an excellent move by an excellent GM there. If you think about it, what you did is you enticed an athletic quarterback to be athletic and to play for wins. And you signed him to a deal that was really only like 2 years or something. It wasn't a long deal. It just seemed big. And so they can get out of it at any time and part ways. So I think that was a bad deal for Colin Kaepernick, and you can bet that Cam Newton will not take anything like that.
No.
And I think Kaepernick was just off of the confidence that every year he's been a quarterback, they made it at least to the NFC Championship game.
Yes.
I mean, he's got to get paid something for that.
So you kind of thinking, hey, we're gonna keep on having this success. We're gonna be winning rings because they've been just there every year except for this year. Even though, and I picked them not to make the playoffs. I picked them to finish third in the division.
Joey, I heard a dude that said, and I want to get you guys just. This one guy told me, I said, what the hell happened with the San Francisco 49ers? And his comment was that they quit on Harbaugh.
I don't think they quit on Harbaugh. I think it's the opposite. I think they tried to ride out for Harbaugh, but once you know he's gone, I mean, look how long we've been talking about, the 49ers are going to fire him. We've been talking about them trying to trade him for how many years?
2 years.
So I think it's just knowing that the person that you ride with, that's your guy, is going to be leaving.
Right.
I think that affected them more so than them quitting on Harbaugh.
Well, I think that is the reason that you saw them sort of just kind of mail it in there at the end. Plus, they've had some injuries. They haven't been as strong as they have in the past, and as a whole, the division was way better this year. The Saints weren't the redheaded the Rams weren't the redheaded stepchild of the league. Then you've got the Cardinals, who really came on strong this year. Plus Seattle. So everybody else got way better, and then you turn around and hear that your coach is leaving at the end of the season.
And I felt like, as far as offensive philosophy, getting away from what they've been good at is what killed them too.
Yes.
Because they have been, for the past couple of years, since Kaepernick's been starting, a ground and pound team with Frank Gore, and then we're going to kill you up every time with Crabtree or Bolden or Vernon Davis. I think this year, him having all these weapons this year made it seem like, hey, we want to spread the ball around. Because when I watched them more so at the beginning of the year. I seen them running a lot of 4 receiver sets and that kind of thing. They weren't really pounding the ball.
Right, and that was definitely their strength with the offensive line and with the running backs that they had. That is their strength. I wish we had that offensive line. Can you know the numbers we put up with that kind of offensive line?
Well, I think their offensive line kind of had a drop off this year. But I think they started that off the wrong foot by not wanting to pay Boone.
Right, and he sat out, didn't he? Most of the year.
Just went up 14-0.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like I don't know. Everybody who watched last week, I did think to win this week because the Bears are slumping that bad.
I picked the Bears because I thought it was gonna be cold weather, and dang, hashtag. Good Jay Cutler. We needed him, and right now It looks like right now somebody needs to give Jay Cutler a pack of crackers, dude. I think his blood sugar is low.
Yeah, I mean he's turnover prone, and they had no Brandon Marshall for an already struggling offense. I picked New Orleans to win.
They got Matt Forte though.
And Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I mean, but with Forte though, now you can leave the box.
They got no defense, dude.
Their offensive coordinator threw Cutler under the bus 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
But you already have a struggling offense, and that doesn't help at all.
No, I don't know exactly what he said. I didn't hear it, but I heard he.
It was pretty much showing that, saying that they shouldn't have paid Jay that much.
Dang.
You know who got the last laugh in that one, though?
Jay Cutler.
Yep. Muggs. Screw
that. I think he has 120 million.
Yeah, he got some big number.
48 million guaranteed.
Big number.
By the way, Mel Mayock will let you know this because he's the one that told me. Is that the same agent for Jay Cutler is also Cam Newton's agent?
Yep.
Cause he got a. Does Cam have Buzz?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, he could Buzz gonna get that money.
Yeah, so you better go ahead and recognize that Carolina is going to pay up for Cam Newton. They might not do it next year. They might do it the year after, but they got to get it. They got to negotiate it, dude. It would be better if we just went ahead and negotiated this offseason.
I think so, too.
Especially if we don't lay off.
Yeah, or even if you do. Well, okay, I got a lot to say. All right, let's get back on track with the Carolina Panthers. Let's talk about them. We talked about the dang 49ers and Harbaugh and all of this. Colin Kaepernick. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers.
The run. Well, we can talk about the game. So I guess we can talk about how crazy Kelvin Benjamin and Greg Olsen's stats look this year.
I know.
Like both of them is closing in on 1,000 yards.
We're gonna have a rookie receiver with 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Honestly, I looked at it earlier today. Kelvin has, I think, he has somewhere in the 60s. If he didn't have as many, he would have like 80, 90 catches.
Butters, man, Butters. That dude be dropping footballs, crazy.
He usually drops like easy stuff though.
It don't matter if it's easy or not. It's like 2 a game.
Mm-hmm.
More than that.
More than that. See, that's even worse.
I'm sure it's got
more than that. So right now, my man has 952 yards, 67 catches, and
that's a huge average.
This cannot be right. He doesn't have 9 touchdowns.
952 yards.
He don't got no 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, he does.
Holy moly, 9 touchdowns?
I think
that's awesome.
Out of rookies, I think.
Think about how many he's dropped.
Yeah, I think out of rookies, only Mike Evans has more than him.
More numbers, yeah. That's right. Mike Evans has 11 now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how big of a deal is this guy's rookie wide receiver who is known for also we can go ahead and admit this, the scouting reports are right. We're right about him. Inconsistent hands and sloppy route running. Limited route running ability. Is that have you not seen that? Would you describe him as?
I mean, I would agree with those two, but they acted.
Did he just throw another pick, Joey?
Yes, he did. He wasn't even close to a receiver.
They're gonna bench him. Guess who they're gonna bench him for?
Jimmy Clausen.
Jimmy Clausen.
But again, Jay making so much, I don't think you can bench him.
No, you got to keep him on the field unless he's hurt. That's the only way he's not playing.
That's not true. If he's throwing picks like that,
nah, you can't bench him. Because I mean,
the hell was that?
That was an awful throw, man.
The whole thing is that they're going to want to they want to try to build.
Okay, so we were talking about Kelvin Ben. All right, this is my question for you, Money. Spit the straight facts on this. Kelvin Benjamin, was the scouting report wrong?
As far as the 2 points you made, they were correct. But I think they also tried to make it seem like Kelvin was a lazy athlete. Like, they made it seem like Kelvin didn't really want to work. Like, he wasn't motivated, which I disagree with.
Yeah, I mean, they talked about him. They talked about that. They more described him. I think somebody mentioned that he held back in like 7th grade or something like that.
He blew off a workout one morning, or or something like that one morning. So yes, they were making that argument, but we saw him working at training camp, Tony. We know he was in there putting the effort in. We saw it with our own eyes.
He's worked hard this season, but here's the thing, is that his routes have been inconsistent. Like, if he can clean this stuff up, he could be really good. Like,
but that's why you trust the draft him, because you have a receiver coach like Ricky Pro.
Well, we've been saying that and saying that, there's things going on. I'm just making the point is that it does seem like the scouting report was right for the most part. Inconsistent and big at.
I only see problems with his route running when he's going against really good corners.
Like, he doesn't run a good slant, dude.
He's getting better with it, and that's all it is. It's just running it.
To me, his slants look better. He runs a deep slant pretty well. I've been seeing that at least a couple times every game.
I think since week 1, you can see improvement in his game overall.
Exactly.
And it's kind
of funny because you're saying you see improvement in his game, but he's actually become less consistent as a catching whatever giant.
But does that have him have to throw off his back foot at the time?
I don't know, man. You could say half of them have been tough throws, and you could say half of them have been right. Like you said, it's the easy crap.
And he has dropped some easy passes, but he's made some fantastic catches as well.
All right. What do you think that him or Mike Evans, who's had the better rookie season?
I would give Kelvin the nod over Vincent Jackson. I mean, not Vincent Jackson, Mike Jackson. But I would give Beckham the nod over both of them.
Odell Beckham, that mess is a little quick, man. That thing, God, he's just put up like the 3 of the most monster games back.
I know.
Do that. If he can do that consistently, that would be insane. Joey, I was thinking about this, is that with Kelvin Benjamin and the rookie season, he's been good. He's been more than we could have expected, right?
Absolutely.
But Mike Evans has been pretty good as well. Oh, this is what I was going to ask about, and we can talk about this while T-Money's getting set up, is that Josh Norman, what do you think about his play the last 3 weeks since the Minnesota game where he had the mishap?
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Well, I think I like what I'm seeing out of Josh Norman. He is playing to the level that we expected from him when we drafted him. We knew he had his talent. It was just a matter of him getting confident as well as getting comfortable. And I think he's finally both of those things. And to tell you the truth, I see a little bit of Steve Smith in him. You know what I'm saying? He's a fiery, get up in your face, talk smack kind of guy. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's got to learn when to turn it off, though. And that'll come with.
Yeah, I think Josh Norman. I think he the original expectation because we drafted him what, this round?
Yeah, yeah.
But he is showing that ability to maybe be a number one corner. I would prefer to have number two next year and have somebody who could be a number one and play Benet in the slot because I'm so tired of having nickel corners. But
I think with him, yeah, you're right. Is that maybe I won't say he's exceeded expectations for 6th round because he has really only played like a half of a season. If you think about what he's played, he got benched one year. He got he got in trouble, like not trouble, but he got he had the flag or the penalty in the playoff game. He got benched at one point, I think after the Buffalo game, right? He did not play the entire season this year, and it didn't seem for a reason of injury. It seemed more like them trying to see if they could trust him. So, but what he showed is that he could he for 4 or 5 games he's played of beyond expectation, and I think I've been super impressed with him overall. I mean, he could, if you can get him to really embrace, I hate to say the mental side of the game, but like the let's do this on a consistent study, come to work for the next 8 years, because job and all that can wear on you. He could be a really good player in the league.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely, like I said, feel like he has the mentality to where he wants to shut down people. He wants to go at the best. And I feel like he pretty good job on Mike. I mean, yes, he gave us, but that was pretty good. For once, a pretty by McCall compared with Mike and what 6'5".
Let's just say the secondary to me did not seem like the issue in that game defensively. I thought we really were soft on run defense in that game, and I think that's what really gave us the biggest problems was when that Sims kid was in there just ripping it up.
But again, that was the right place. That was just a failure to execute. But if you take that 63-yard run out, we only gave up like 88 yards the rest of the game.
Oh, by the way, Mike Evans, 2 catches, 13 yards, and a touchdown. That's it against Josh Norman. That's shut down. That is shut down right there. Yeah, and it couldn't have been that good because McCown only had like 150 yards.
Yeah.
Which says something to the whole. And our pass rush, we wasn't getting a lot of sacks, but we were pressuring. McClown. Yeah, that's my name for him.
Okay. So T-Money, what do you think? Is Marcus Mariota the answer for the Bucs?
If I was him, I would probably go Winston. I like Winston better. But I do not think we'll draft because of his issues. I don't think that's gonna fly with Lovey.
I agree.
But a part of me thinks he's gonna try to draft Brett.
Who?
The quarterback out of UCLA.
What? Okay, not with the number one pick though.
I see. I would not have a problem.
Okay, what makes you say that?
Because one, Brett Hundley before the season was put in that top prospect right as far as the Winston area. He's more of a traditional drop back passer than Mariota and Winston. And I mean, like I said, I wouldn't. I don't think it's gonna happen. Well, I just wouldn't be surprised.
I could see them making moves like that, maybe in fourth or fifth round there, because I'm pretty sure he'll be there. But I think number one got to raise the flags. From what I've seen,
they might draft another position first pick and hope.
Yeah, I could see them going offensive tackle.
Yeah, especially since I saw Panther Nasty Willie. He sent me something saying they're trying to get rid of Anthony Collins.
Right. I've heard that too. And then they're looking to draft. We're talking about. I asked him Mariota would answer the campus problems. Go ahead. Tell him what you said.
I said I wouldn't be surprised if they draft Brett Hundley.
Who?
The quarterback out of Houston.
Oh, I'm not familiar with him. Who? Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
That'd be second round pick.
Maybe, but I know before the year started, he was put in that realm of one of the top quarterbacks. And he's more of a pocket passer than necessarily Mariota or Winston.
Well, they get their shot at either one of those guys, though, probably because the Jets winning helps them a lot.
Yeah.
But
actually, I heard I saw on the Bucs site that supposedly they're thinking of drafting a quarterback later and having him sit a year behind Josh McCown.
I mean, I guess it could work.
And I heard that from a Bucs fan who's a pretty fan.
I heard a Bucs fan talk some nonsense about he could see them trading a nothing pick for Jay Cutler.
No way.
For Tampa, a Tampa fan would want that because Tampa's way to try to fix it always stole money.
Mm-hmm.
They never want to develop.
Well, they were citing the relationship between the success between Jay Cutler and Lovey.
Well, he's got a point there. I'll say that the guy has a point there. I don't know.
Trying to trade for $126 million contract.
Yeah. That's what I think. That's a lot of money.
See, NFL.com ranks Brett Hundley as a number one prospect.
Get the heck out of here.
As a number one, not the number one.
I said the number one prospect.
Number one over the Mariota?
Again, how the scouts are. A lot of them don't like quarterbacks.
Okay.
But he's passed for over 3,000 yards this year. He's got like 20 touchdowns. And I think a lot of their starters this year. He's only good. Like
I don't think Lovey likes to draft a big flashy guy at quarterback in the draft. So you could see them trying to go with someone that is in the realm of like what Ryan Mallett was coming out of college, or who's the other guy that the Patriots drafted? Raffala. You know, you can take these guys in the third round, and really the idea is that you don't really, when you don't love a guy at quarterback, like a number one, like if they're not a Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, where there's just no choice of the matter about it, that you take somebody where that you think they have the skill set to be as good as Jameis Winston or Mariota in the long run, and you don't put all your eggs in the basket of a guy in the first or second pick, first three picks that's a quarterback. If you're not sold on him, I think that's the key. I think you have to be there should be no question at all when you draft in the top 10 picks of that guy and the top 5 of quarterback. I mean, you have to just know that that's your franchise.
But I mean, how many people saw Blake Bortles being the first quarterback off the board?
I did.
Joey did, yeah. Joey thought he was going to get taken by Houston.
Yes, I said he should have been the first quarterback off the board. Should have been the first off the board, I think.
See, I think talent-wise, Bridgewater should. But again, quarterback.
Nah, I don't think so. I think that I don't think Bridgewater has the physical abilities and gifts that make him enough. He had a good college career, and he could be a good quarterback. But what you would say about Blake Bortles is that he has the measurables of a great quarterback.
But again, how many quarterbacks have been great quarterbacks who don't have the measure? We got one in our division.
Who?
Drew Brees.
He's tiny.
But it also, he's tiny, and that is, that's not what you do in the draft. You don't play. Drew Brees was also not a #1 pick.
Right.
But shitty looking at his career.
No, in hindsight, I mean, if you look at him now, yes, you can say that. But at the time, he was a little quarterback coming out of Purdue.
Ask the San Diego Chargers if it should have been a #1 pick. They didn't even. They let him go for Phillip Rivers.
As soon as Phillip Rivers was drafted, he was gone.
Okay.
So
the thing is, kicking themselves in the butt because they let Russell Wilson drop in the draft.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is what you're citing is like the opposite of what draft preparation really is. Is you're basically saying you should just draft people despite the measurables because you got a hunch. Those people worked out and they're against the. It's like you when you bet in a hand of poker, when you bet a poor play statistically, or a blackjack, when you play a bad hand and you win. Yeah, you won, but was it the smartest, safest pick? You gotta say no. That's so Tom Brady should have been a #1 pick, of course. Aaron Rodgers should have been a #1 pick, but they weren't. They
dropped all the way to 22nd in the first round.
Alex Smith was the #1 pick in that draft. So, I mean, we can say those things over and over. I understand that. But see, like Cam Newton has, for instance, let's compare Cam Newton to Teddy Bridgewater. There is a lot less question marks surrounding Cam Newton than there were of Bridgewater, and I think that's the
abilities in games. If you remember what dropped Bridgewater for a long time is that first draft pick. Remember he in the worked out for somebody.
Have you seen how thin frame that dude is?
I'm saying if you went back to before the season or during a lot of that, he was the number one. And why did he drop? Because he went to that.
Because he had a bad pro day and he's skinny. He's you can just look at him. It's the same thing.
It wasn't about his size. It was about they was picking on his accuracy because he didn't wear the glove or whatever he usually wears.
I disagree with all of that because I like Teddy Bridgewater. He had a good college career, but he did not have a college career like Cam Newton's college career.
Right.
He didn't have his success was good. He had a great season. He had a great bowl game. That was one of the best bowl games ever by a college quarterback that he had that on New Year's Day or Christmas Day, whatever it is, that Louisville game. But overall, he played for Louisville. And his measurables are just look. Everything we saw about Teddy Bridgewater when we played them was he doesn't make bad decisions. He's got it seems enough talent to play the position, but he's got to get stronger for the NFL. That's all we heard. And so what you're basically talking is another guy that's in Jacksonville that's a little bit farther along on that path already.
But Blake Bortles did not show as much talent.
What do you mean? What do you mean? In college?
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Blake Bortles in college, his senior year, and I was impressed with every game that I watched because of his size, his arm strength, his decision making, and his mobility. He's big. He's a big guy, and he can move very well. I mean, they say Ben Roethlisberger moves well for his size. This guy moves way better than Big Ben. And I saw Teddy Bridgewater too, and Bridgewater had some amazing statistics. His accuracy was way high. His win percentage, I think he lost 2 games his whole college career. He did have some impressive numbers. When you get to the NFL, it's a whole other level. Everybody's big, everybody's fast. Guys like Bridgewater and even Drew Brees. If Drew Brees gets hit a lot, he's going to get hurt. He's got a clean jersey for him to be the maximum effectiveness. When you see RG3 get hit, he gets hurt. Same thing's going to happen with Bridgewater if he takes a bunch of shots.
It's the same difference between RG3 and Andrew Luck.
Right, exactly. That's exactly
It's the same difference, but not the same game. So don't talk about the same.
But the difference. Yeah.
Is, Andrew Luck is just a thicker frame dude that has the similar ability. RG3, I mean, I like RG3. I think I don't want to see his career over in the NFL by any means. But, he's just a thinner frame dude that just can't stand the test of that. And that's what Teddy Bridgewater is. He ain't no Cam Newton. When you see Cam Newton's calves, they look like damn tree stumps.
I just feel like yes, measurable is important, but some people go strictly off. And that can be a mistake. I'd rather have somebody who shows
right.
Sure, but I think in this case, though, is that shouldn't necessarily be a knock on Teddy Bridgewater. What it should be is just say this, is Teddy Bridgewater is good, but is he worth the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft?
Right.
I mean, the Texans quarterback, let's read them off. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Who's done?
Case Keenum.
Thad Lewis.
But see, but that's not what we're talking about. You're saying this is you're just comparing them to what's on. You could have picked a 3rd-round quarterback, Teddy Bridge, and in the 2nd round, and they're better than those guys in year 1. The question is, do you use your 1st-round pick on a guy that you're not convinced can be a long-term NFL quarterback? Okay.
He hasn't hurt, and he won't play this year. He probably won't play for the first part of next year. But I want to say this. I think if Teddy Bridgewater can be kept upright, and if they can protect him, he could have a good long career in the NFL. He could experience some success. But
Bridgewater's been having success. Look at his offense.
Oh, let's not say he's been having success. He has not been bad. That's what he has.
He's not been bad.
You can't say 170 yards a game is having success.
Look what he has around him.
He doesn't turn the ball over, right? Yeah, he doesn't turn the ball over, and he hasn't been bad. But he hasn't necessarily been.
He's had limited success. He's had
look who he has right now.
Sure. It's not a knock on him. It's not a knock on him, but he ain't. We can't just go and say that he's been. So he's right. Limited success.
I personally think that put Teddy Bridgewater with Adrian Foster, they could have made the playoffs.
And Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you put Blake Bortles on Houston, they could have made the playoffs too.
That's true.
Blake Bortles is horrible.
Well, I think that, look at the talent he has around him. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
He doesn't
Nothing.
have
Nothing. No. Don't act like this. They got the same talent Tampa Bay's got, which is names that they paid for that ain't any good, and a bunch of guys that played on a team that. A bunch of rookies.
Blake Bortles.
Man. They're terrible.
They drafted young guys to build around to grow with.
Right. And
I'm not saying that, but they are
new coaching regime. There's so much newness going on there, with players and coaches. It's gonna be a rough couple.
How about this? Would Tampa Bay be better or worse if they had Blake Bortles as quarterback?
No, they'd be better.
I think so.
You would think Mike Glennon would be better than Blake Bortles?
Right now, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I can't, because Glennon doesn't have the mobility that Bortles has.
But Mike Glennon, pretty good decision.
He's got a good arm. He stuck earlier this year. Dude, they benched him.
Yeah. He had a rough.
Come on now. When Mike Glennon, we went all Mike Glennon should clearly start.
He over McClown, but not over Blake Bortles.
What has Blake Bortles done?
He has done less worse than Glennon has done worse. How about that? He's had more limited. But do you follow my logic on it? Do you understand?
The Bucs had two wins this year?
Yeah, I think.
One of those wins.
Okay.
They came back and beat the Giants after spotting.
Okay. Well, man. Well, let's just crown them.
Again.
Let's just say this is all right. He had one insane game, Mike Glennon. He had a 70% completion rate against Atlanta, where he threw 17 passes, completed 17 for 24. Oh, when I said he had an insane game, excuse me, let me take that back. He had 70% completion rate, but he only had 121 yards passing.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Come on.
Let me tell you this. Look at this. Tampa versus Pittsburgh. Mike Glennon. He had a win over Pittsburgh. He was 50% completion rate. 21 for 42 with 302 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. His completion rate, I mean, it is, but 50% completion rate.
Right.
54. He's done okay. He's better than McClown, clearly. I don't understand why they think that, but for some reason they think the offense. He had a bad game in Cleveland. He had a terrible game in Cleveland.
We all know why he got sat down. He got sat down because Lovey was too McClown.
Let's see what Blake Bortles has done. Blake Bortles, for his career, he's a 60% pass, 61% completion rate. He's had 2,600 yards, 10 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. He's thrown a lot of interceptions, but
that's what you expect from a rookie. And a rookie doesn't have any talent around him. Not proven talent. He's got rookies and young players, man.
If we would have had Cam his rookie year, he went 10 touchdowns, 17 picks. Come on now.
Yeah, I think we had more talent.
But the whole start was just him or Bridgewater. That's the question. That was the original question, was him or Bridgewater.
What's Teddy's numbers?
I'm going to look them up right now. Teddy Bridgewater for the season right now is a 63% passer, which is very good.
It is.
He is 2,400 yards. Okay. He's got 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
And he didn't start the beginning of the year.
Right.
He's played 11 games. Yeah, both have played the same amount of games, 11 games.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because he started at the beginning of the year.
Teddy Bridgewater plays on a better team. A. he's good. I'm not saying he's not good.
Yes.
But do you think, let me just say this, if you put Teddy Bridgewater on the Jacksonville Jaguars, do you believe his completion percentage would be 64%? Do you think he would be 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions? Do you think those numbers would be as good as they are?
I think the completion would be a little bit down. But as far as, I mean, his wide receiver core right now isn't that good. Cordell Patterson has had an off year. He fell off the end of the world. Greg Jennings isn't that good anymore. It's been him and what's that one dude? Charles Johnson.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, he's turned it on as of late, Bridgewater. The last 2 weeks, he's had good games.
With some guys like Jarius Wright.
I don't know. I don't think Blake Bortles is a bad pick. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is a bad pick. I just don't know if I would have picked Teddy Bridgewater. If we were the Carolina Panthers and we had the #1 pick and we did not have Cam Newton, I don't know if I would have picked Bortles or Bridgewater. I don't think I would have picked Bridgewater.
I would have took Jake.
Yeah, but that's a different question. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what I'm going to say is that if Bridgewater would have played for Jacksonville this year, Bridgewater would be hurt because the number of times Bridgewater has been sacked. And Bridgewater could stand up to that.
Who's on the only person I know on the offensive line is Matt Khalil.
Right, Ryan's brother.
But anyway, the reason is about Brett Hundley. And so here's his stat. He's got a 70% completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions.
Jeez, those are some good numbers.
2013, his second year start. 66.8 completion, 3,071 yards, 24 touchdowns, 9 picks. His first year starting, 66.5 completion percentage, 3,740 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 picks.
Wow. I'm absolutely blown away by hearing these numbers.
And he's rushed for at least 300 yards every year. He rushed for 500 this year, 700 last year, and 355 is his first year.
I'm very interested in getting Mel Mayock's take on this.
What's his name again?
Brett Hundley.
Brett Hundley, right?
Yeah.
Like the submarine? Hundley.
And he's 6'3", 222 pounds.
That's good size.
That is.
And he's my age, so he's 21, because he's born in 93.
God, you know, I was already a year out of high school in 93. I'm an old man.
I'm going to be an old man. All right, what's next? Let's talk about something else other than Hundley. Who cares? I mean, that was going to go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
he might. But anyway, what do y'all think were the good things out the game Sunday, and what do y'all think we need to work on?
Go ahead, Tony.
All right, good things out of the game. You know what? I think the offensive line continues to improve. I think that having a group of guys that have shown some ability, but also a kind of motivation to prepare well, to play hard, and you know, I think Mike Remmers has really stepped in and done a nice job. I think that Norwell, he got a penalty in this game, but overall, you gotta like those dudes better than what we had in week 4, 5, and 6. So that's a good thing. I think another good thing is Philly Brown seems to be playing more and more confident If it hadn't have been for that dumb pass where the sun was in his eyes and he looked like a damn moron, looked like a damn idiot running down the field for like 8 seconds. The ball about nearly hit him in the head. And he just kept running and running and running. I know he didn't see it, but still, other than that, he contributed well for what he is. I think that those are the good things. I think the defense, I think the secondary played well. I didn't see a lot of Trey Boston out there this week, so maybe that was just me not paying attention. Maybe that's not the safety getting active as much, but I think Norwell and Benet look good. We're worried about Benet. He looked like a little nicked up on a play. And another thing is that I feel like the two best stories on the defensive line, man, Charles Johnson has played like he's just been murdering kids out there for 4 weeks, really. Since the Minnesota game, he was on like that too. He's just been all over it, and I think K1 Short is, to me, been a very impressive second-year player. So those are my goods and bad.
He's been the best lineman this year.
Charles Johnson has really turned it on. I looked up his stats on Pro Football Focus, and over the last 6 games, he has just really owned it.
He has.
Yeah.
But to me, KK is consistent all year.
In fact, that was a question today on CarolinaCatChronicles.com, was it not, Joey?
Yes, it was.
I thought I saw saying who was better, Star or Short.
Yeah, who would be finer in Carolina? And I think that it's not necessarily just a straight comparison of the two players head to head, but also, who's going to be around in Carolina? Who will have a better career in with the Carolina Panthers? Because you don't know if can you hold two guys together that are big names. If K1 Short plays for 2 more years like he's played his first 2 years and improved at that rate, he's going to get money.
I don't know if we're going to be able to keep him. He's going to be, I think in the next 2 years, he's going to be like a 10-sack defensive tackle kind of guy.
It could be.
I think I'm buying his jersey, dude. All I know is for real. I've wanted his jersey for a while. Joey, you'll like this, is that his brother's a pastor, and they give away Bibles on the internet, like nonstop.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
yeah, I think in the next couple of years he's gonna be one of the marquee defensive tackles in the league.
Like more so than Star, huh?
Yeah, I think Star will be known around the league as a good run stopper, maybe Casey Hampton kind of guy.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. The guy that's gonna hold the point of attack. He's going to hold the point.
I think Star is going to be one of them guys that everybody around the league talks about. Star is the reason why Luke is who he is.
Right. I agree with you.
Steelers. Casey Hampton was known as the guy who kept all them linebackers free.
Right. I agree with you 100%. I think that's exactly what Star is going to be. And he's not going to get any, big, impressive statistical numbers, but he's going to do his job, and that's going to let Kuechly and Davis and what's his name, 56, go out there and make the plays. Klein, yeah.
Asked about Trey Boston. Trey Boston had 6 tackles last game.
Another pick!
Unfreaking believable, man.
Same guy.
Same guy.
I told y'all Cutler is bad.
He's a steaming hot pile of garbage.
I'm telling you, his blood sugar is low. Give him some crackers.
Give that man a Snickers.
I think it's just been a steamroll kind of thing bad for him.
They have to put Clausen in.
No.
Yes.
They can't. No.
They're not gonna put. They're nothing already. If they were gonna do that, they should have did that.
No,
yeah, they're not playing for anything
right now. I think you gotta do it right now.
Again, I think it would have been different if you were still in the game, even though Cutler.
That speaks to Jay Cutler.
Nah. Because he knows, first of all, no quarterback is any threat to him. He's getting paid 120-something million. Second of all, Jimmy Clausen ain't no challenge for his franchise quarterback.
No, but you know what is that there's a good chance that Chicago thinks about just parting ways entirely with everybody.
I think they're going to get rid of that.
Jeffries, and that's about it.
I think they're going to get rid of they're going to get rid of Trestman before they would get rid of any players.
I like Trestman. I wish he could come and work with Cam Newton.
I wish Steve Logan would.
Don't say Steve Logan around T-Money. He goes crazy. He thinks I'm just this guy that just keeps...
I'm just saying I've never heard of a guy like that.
He's a quarterback guru.
God, he is. He's a little genius.
He likes to tell me every week. I think but because I don't know him, and I just feel like it's the ECU allegiance coming out.
You ever heard of Jeff Blake?
Jeff Blake used to be a quarterback for the Falcons.
And Bengals.
For the Ravens. It was the Ravens and the Bengals. Yeah. You ever heard of David Garrard?
Yeah.
Quarterback for Jacksonville.
You ever heard of both of those guys were like 3-star talents in high school that Steve Logan found and helped turn into.
This is a bad example.
That's not true. First of all, that's just not true. For what David Garrard came from like a little.
But when I watched David Garrard in the league,
David Garrard had a far better success rate than Jay Cutler.
Well, we'll end this right. Would you want Cam Newton to become David Garrard?
No, but if Logan can have the effect that he had and made how much better he made David Garrard, I would like that effect on Cam Newton. He made David Garrard a better quarterback.
He made David Garrard get to the NFL, dude.
Right.
David Garrard had was an amazing college career, and then these are guys.
David Garrard.
He went to ECU.
Oh.
So did Jeff Blake. Both of those guys. But here you got to know about ECU to understand this is that ECU doesn't get top recruits. Right. They don't. They're the little guy in the state that goes and tries to find. Look, Justin Hardy, the guy that is the #1 receiver in the whole entire college
history of the NFL. I mean, NCAA.
He was a walk-on. So they get nobodies and they turn them into to important people. That takes good coaching. And what you also see is that Steve Logan worked with Matt Ryan when he was at Boston College. He also worked in Tampa under not the Schiano era, but the previous guy. And what he did is
Raheem Morris.
And he was able to coach. He was the quarterbacks coach for Jason Friedman when Josh Freeman. If you can make Josh Freeman good, you can get
Cam.
Yes.
Exactly. Josh Freeman had talent.
He did.
Josh Freeman, yeah, but he was like David Garrard and he was like Jeff Blake.
Rough around the edges.
Yep. And Cam Newton is look, Steve Logan repeatedly says this, dude. He says if you give me Cam Newton, you just go ahead and airmail the trophy. That's what he says about. He said if you put Cam Newton in the Philadelphia Eagles system, he said you might as well go ahead and overnight them the Lombardi. That's what he said on his radio show. He said,
awesome.
Put Cam Newton on the Philadelphia Eagles. Go ahead and just call it. Just quit. Don't even play the rest of the games.
Nah.
That's the guy we want, man. That's the guy
you want.
Yes, that is the guy we want as a quarterback coach. That's it. We don't want him coaching the team or anything. Just a quarterback coach.
Just a quarterback coach would be amazing. Telling you. Oh, no, let's keep Ken Dorsey. That's the answer.
I didn't say keep Dorsey.
Oh, Jimmy Graham just dropped one again. He's been buggers the last couple of weeks. This game's over.
Yeah, been the same. All right, well, here's another topic for discussion. Where do y'all rank Greg Olsen and tight ends in the league?
Wow. I was going to say top four. But after the year he's having, really, I think he's creeping into the top three.
I think that's a bit generous, dude. He's top. He's top like 6, top 5, top 5.
I think he's the best all-around tight end in the game right now.
That's a big claim.
I think the only one better that I know is better all around is Gronkowski.
Gronkowski doesn't block the same way Greg Olsen does.
He's a good blocker though. He's a big guy.
But here's the difference. Greg Olsen plays. I seen it the other day. Greg Olsen plays on 90% of our snaps. The rest of them plays 70, if that.
Well, I don't argue that because we need Olsen on the field that much. Yes.
And it's been times that it's been a couple games where he doesn't get to run routes because we need him to pass block that much. And he does the job.
Yeah, but what you're talking here, let's see it. This is what I gotta say about it.
Greg Olsen had another tremendous game considering the injury, coming off of the injury. 10 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown. And, if he was a little bit more fleet of foot, he might have had 2 touchdowns. But he played well. And
now that's the comments not from this past week, but from the week before from Ron Rivera. And let me just get into you guys.
Yeah, 110.
Yeah, he catches the ball. He's got good hands. He's not a liability. But as Ron Rivera said, he's not particularly fleet of foot. And this is where you got to go, is that Greg Olsen is good, and he is very important to the Carolina Panthers. But to say that he's a top 3 tight end in the league is...
Who's better?
It's too much. Who's better? Number 1 would be... you could say Gronkowski is better.
Okay. I won't argue that.
I think you could say Jimmy Graham is better.
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah, until this injury has happened. I would say him. The question is Vernon Davis there still?
I don't think so.
Vernon Davis ain't
Yeah, I agree. I think Pepper in him.
We can play better than Vernon Davis.
Well, maybe
the
then.
only other guy I would say, Tony, is, if he's healthy, and he's not right now, is Julius Thomas from Denver.
Yes. Oh, that's definite.
But he's not healthy right now, and he's not playing. So if he's not playing, you can't count him.
But on a healthy year, that's the thing. I guess is one thing to just say based on production, because you could say that right now that argument makes Alex Smith better than Cam Newton.
But you can't. Julius Thomas.
You can say based on their production. You can say based on their production because one has been injured and missed games and the other hasn't.
And this is how I answer that. Alex Smith hasn't touchdown receivers all year.
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding me. Is that true?
It's the truth.
He doesn't have a passing touchdown?
Not to his receivers.
Oh. He must have an awesome tight end. Who's their tight end?
Kelsey.
Oh, he's ranked number 2.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Right now, it's this is the ranking on Football Outsiders for tight ends: Gronkowski, Kelsey, Thomas, Graham, Olsen. So he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 5.
Which I have Kelsey on his team. Kelsey gets a lot of catches. He ain't breaking nothing either.
Well, Kelsey neither is Olsen. Olsen ain't ever broke a touchdown, a tackle in his life.
Kelsey might have 10 catches or somewhere around there, 60 yards.
70 yards, yeah. And he'll get a score because he'll score from inside the red zone.
Here's Greg Olsen's stat right now. 81 catches, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he gets about 12 yards. A kick.
That's good.
That's a damn good job.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, he's in the top 3. For me, personally.
As far as pass catches, yeah, you can say he's not on a Gronk or Jimmy Graham level, but like I said all along, because I feel like his blocking ability. I never see Julius Thomas block. If they're running, they put Jacob Tammany.
Right.
Okay, so Greg Olsen is good, and he's better than anybody on our team, including Benjamin, that's a receiver this year. The offense, though, no running game this game. We started off strong. It felt like with Jonathan Stewart. Offense, running game.
First half, it looked good. First half, we ran the ball well. I think we had 10 rushes for like 55 yards or something like that.
And then we were 12 for 27, 12 for 22 or something in the second half.
They shut us down.
Yeah. Offensive line didn't do a good job on the run blocking in the second half. That offense right there was not very good.
More to stopping the run because they didn't have the core.
Right.
That was an ugly, awkward moment to watch a big, huge man and his knee do that mess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
it was already a rumor that he had a dislocated kneecap.
Ugh.
I don't think it's super serious. Like, I don't think he's gonna have a blown out knee, but I think they just need to go ahead and shut him down for the season.
I think they put him on IR today.
They should have done that before that game, though.
Yeah, they put him on IR, and the Falcons put Robert Alford on IR.
Right.
Oh yeah, what was y'all thinking when they ran that reverse to Philly first play?
I thought great. That's what we need. We need that creative offensive play call.
I like it was the first play of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just glad they did with Eric Cotry.
Forte's gonna get in there. Oh God!
I think what I didn't like in this game was how our offense struggled in the red zone. We struggled mightily.
And here's my opinion: with Cam, we blow them out by more than 20.
Yes, I agree. Because Cam takes off and runs and gets a score or two.
It was so many times during that game where I was like, "There's a one."
Cam makes some better throws there too. Is that let's not let Derek Anderson off the hook. Is that he was pretty good moving the ball down the fields, but at certain times in important spots, he made some less than accurate throws. He threw a bad pass to Benjamin. I think he threw. First of all, I didn't like the pass selection. Maybe this is play call. Maybe it's just them looking at it. But that one-on-one matchup to Philly, where they threw it on the left side of the field, and it was just like, oh, it's one-on-one. Let's try to test it out. Philly Brown is only 5'10" or 5'11".
Right.
Is that Philly had the guy beat the scrimmage, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, well, it wasn't good overall together. So I don't know if it was just bad for goodness
on the Bucks to take the decoy of them playing Kelvin in the slot, because I seen them do that a couple times during the game.
Oh, Alshon, come on, make that one-handed grab. But no. It wasn't good, and Derek Anderson wasn't particularly good there. Derek Anderson fumbled the ball once for no reason. He almost had Kelvin Benjamin murdered.
Yeah.
Twice. I mean, he did throw. Now, see, here's the thing is that this is where the Derek Anderson lovers will be out in full force, is that Derek Anderson makes some of the should be very easy throws, and he'll make them. Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just makes the throw that should be made at times. Even when he was throwing that ball to Philly, he didn't see it. It's a good ball, you know. But overall, over time, he's not going to do anything more than just okay.
And when you need him to win, he can't do it.
He's going to be terrible. He's turnover prone. He stinks.
He should have had at least 2 to 3 interceptions during that game.
Yeah, well, even some of his good passes that looked like people would say that was a good pass were a little dangerous. He threw one into tight coverage on the sidelines early in the game. It turned out to be a great pass, but you're like, man, that's going to be picked. You know, you get a little sloppy with that.
That was a great pass.
You said what?
Yeah.
What?
The touchdown throw, that was a great pass. He fired that thing in there, man.
The Cotry one?
Yeah, that was a great throw.
What other touchdown did we have?
No, that's it. That's the only touchdown we had.
That was it.
Yeah, that's what I said. The touchdown.
Because I saw after the game we had, what was it, 10 or 11 that went on their side of the field.
Yeah. And we ended up.
You know what then happened is Byron Bell got a holding call every time.
Byron Bell would either get a call or Norwell.
Yeah.
Norwell did have one in that game, I feel like, but I think Byron Bell is just. I don't know if he can. Look, the Bears just scored.
Yep.
Thank God. Thank God.
Down what, 14?
Yeah. In the fourth quarter with 12 minutes, almost 13.
That's
They're going for
possible.
2.
Who scored the touchdown?
Number 10 for the Bears.
Ah, hell. I needed Alshon Jeffrey to score.
He dropped the pass one-handed. It was a tough grab,
It
but
would have been a great catch.
it would have been awesome.
I mean,
I'm telling you, Jay Cutler looks low blood sugar, dude.
Here we go for 2.
Playoffs. And I'm down
man.
by
Alshon moved.
Does that really matter?
That he moved? Actually, it helps him. It gives him a little more field to work with, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just false start every time on a 2-point conversion.
What about next week? Next week we've got the Browns and Money Manziel.
If he plays like we're going to blow him out.
Yeah, we're going to kill him.
Joey, I'm about to start a piece tomorrow. Work on it. Money Manziel meets Big Money.
I think that's going to be it. That's
Which
I
I would
can't wait to
actually
read that.
interested in writing, but
Oh, they got it.
a lot of effort.
They got
It's
it.
a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
So it's 24 to 8.
Yay! Is that think about this. This is going to be an interesting article, guys. Money Manziel meets Big Money. The tale of two polar opposites. Opposites attract here.
Who was supposed to be Big Money?
Big Money is Charles Johnson.
Oh.
And Charles Johnson, his nickname in the locker room is Big Money because he signed the biggest contract on the Panthers team. And he, so first of all, if you're ever going to have a nickname, folks, and it's Big Money, you did something right.
Yeah,
You did something right. Second is what does Big Money get paid that big money for? To destroy people just like Little Johnny. Little Money Manziel. So opposites are going to attract. The defensive giant meets the offensive
Pee-wee.
little man, Pee-wee. and these forces will collide, and Big Money is going to be cashing that check, folks, Sunday versus the Browns. Watch it happen.
Do you think any of our players is going to do the money sign?
I hope so.
I don't
I
think
hope
so.
every time.
I want to do something original.
Oh, wait. Oh, you know what we got to do? We haven't talked about yet? Frank Alexander's back, and he's going to
yeah.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
He's going to make us win the Super Bowl.
I don't know if he's going to play this.
No, I would be surprised.
He's never even been any good.
But, I mean, it works. He's a training camp MVP.
Yeah, steroid MVP.
He's got 3.5
We
sacks.
found out today that it wasn't a situation where he got in trouble more than one time. As far as it didn't happen in October. Like, you know how they made it right when he came back. He got caught again.
Nah, he knew the whole time, jackass.
I'm saying, yeah, it wasn't like They said when
he's a jackass, man. He screwed us, dude.
They said when he got suspended the second time, that was because he got caught in July.
Yeah, the dumb. All right, I don't like it, so it's not going to change anything. Onside? Nope, no onside. All right, so Frank Alexander's not going to do anything, and now we got to play Money Manziel. No money signs. Anything else about this game that's worth talking about? There's a lot. But we're going on an hour and a half right now, so we got to move.
Exactly. I don't even know if I want to watch the end to this piece of shit game.
Let's see. We need an interception. Your boy, Fuller. Interception, pick 6. Here it comes.
Y'all know I want my brother on the team, though.
You want what?
The little brother that's still in college.
Kendall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kendall Fuller.
Yeah.
Pickett. Get him.
Oh, man.
Running. By the way, what did you guys think about? Do you think Tampa Bay got away with a personal foul roughing the quarterback on Derek Anderson? I think they did.
I know they called one.
Walloped. Yeah, they got that one for the hands to the face, but he got hit while he was on the ground and he had slid.
Oh yeah. That was his punishment for doing the cam sign.
Oh, that was awesome.
NFL said if you want to be like Cam, we're not going to give you that call like we do Cam.
All right. Well, that's I'm about done, guys.
Yeah, that's a show. This is we got Tony again from Cat Chronicles. Thank you. He's been on every single show, riding out, helping me as far as the technical issues and getting the show together with his football insight. As long as he stops picking the Panthers to lose, and he stops making me have to hear about Steve Logan. But yeah, Tony.
You can check out my work at CarolinaCatChronicles.com. I'd like to implore everybody to come by on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. and check out the C3 podcast, where you can kind of find that Panther talk, bringing it fresh each week. I'm glad to be here on the show. Straight Facts, which you can also find on the C3 network, C3 TV on Carolina Cat Chronicles. So be sure to follow Straight Facts, check that out, watch the network, join the network, folks. Thanks for having me on the show again, T-Money.
All right, man. Then we got Joe, the freaking Puerto Rican. Still the dopest nickname, even though you don't really use you gotta have the freaking Puerto Rican swag to it, man.
I bring a peace and calm to the freakiness. You can find me at CarolinaCatChronicles.com as well. I usually am on the show with Tony doing the C3 podcast. You got to catch us Wednesday nights as well. We do the Southbound and Down, which is the premier NFC South podcast where we talk about all things NFC South. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Riolano. I just want to thank you, Straight Facts, for having me on, Team Money. I do appreciate it. I had a good time, and I hope to do it again.
Yeah. As far as me, well, before I get to that, I'm going to stop supporting Southbound and Down, because somebody like Joe told me that I was supposed to be on it like a month ago. So I'm going to stop supporting.
I'm going to have to There's just so many dang people in this thing. God.
Y'all be too nice with them, though. That's why y'all needed a real trash talker to go in it. Because the Southbound and Down is too nice to me.
I think by the point of that is that we've run so many podcasts on the Panthers and we've talked about the Panthers. We just let them talk more on Southbound and Down, because we're just like, at that point, we've done so much work throughout the week for our podcast. Our website is that we're just like, all right, we could argue this, but we also argued this for an hour and a half last night.
I feel you, but I just feel like y'all be letting what's the two dudes' name? The Saints
Scott Karasic and Greg Barber.
Karasic, sweater pants.
Take too many sneak jabs, and I'll be like, Tony gonna say something. Tony gonna say something back, and then they just let it go. So I'll be like, come on now. That's why I be tweeting the whole time.
I'm gonna let Joey run it and bring you on because I could use the break every now and then. So I'll let you get in there, and you and Joe, you can moderate the show, and T-Money can be the Panther interest. And all you got to know is that it's the same story each week. Scott's gonna tell you how much better than the Atlanta Falcons are than they played. And if they would have just played different receivers different players at different positions, it would have been fine. And if Jonathan Massaquoi could just be used of not a 3 technique, but a 4 technique, it would all be okay. It's the same NFL jumble word game every week. So, but check it out. It's fun, and you're right. It's kind of a good. Yeah, we ain't gonna be nice after. Well, we gotta be now because of stupid ass Bears. All right.
It's a nice break for us, though.
It is. Money. Tell them what have you been doing these days? I saw some more TTC stuff up recently too.
Yeah, TTC and my videos for C3, like this podcast, you can find on my YouTube, MrTMoney1993. If you didn't watch my one for the Bucks, I think it was probably one of my best videos all year, where I pretty much trashed their whole fan base, and because I realized that their whole fan base was gone by like week 3, except for one guy.
I have to say, I only like maybe one person I know on the planet that likes the Bucks. To be honest, I know a lot of people that like the Bucks, and I really don't like them.
You like Princess Nikki?
Oh yeah, okay, three, because I like Gene, I like Nikki, and I like my buddy CW. But other than that, I hate.
The only fan that's left in the TTC that's a Bucks fan lives in Las Vegas, and he's never seen Tampa play in person.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. That's like Nikki. She lives in New Mexico, and she's only watched them on TV.
Yeah. But anyway, you can catch me on that as far as doing the TTC videos and the C3 videos. Tony was trying to ask me about writing, but I'm too lazy. Other than that, you can catch me on Twitter, TMoney1993. Normally, I don't know where Panthers Drafter is at. He normally tweet during the show.
I think he's taking the night off.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it. So we're going to wrap it up. This your boy, MrTMoney1993. With another episode of Straight Facts, and that's a wrap.
All right. Good night. Thanks, guys.